Okay, so this is just another tutorial on a cool little text effect that we're going to do on Illustrator. The first thing you're going to want to do is open up Illustrator. And once you have Illustrator open, we're going to come over to the left and click New File. For this tutorial, we're going to use an A4 size. So to do that, you're going to want to come up the top here and click Print. And then you're going to want to select A4. Once you have that done, we are going to call this cool text and click create once you have all that done. Cool. So for the first effect, the first tool we need to use is the ellipse tool. So to use this, you can come over to the left here and click it, or you can just press the key L. If it is not showing for you, you just need to right click the tool there and then it will open up for you. Once you have the ellipse tool selected, you're going to hold down Shift and you're just going to draw a circle like that. Move it into the middle, something like that. Step 2 is going to be creating the text that you want to embed inside this shape here. So to do that, you come over to the text tool or the type tool. You can do this by clicking it or by pressing the letter T. You're then going to draw a big box like this, and you're going to type in whatever you want for the context of this tutorial. I'm going to write Mac 2026. If you want to change the color, all you need to do is come over to the fill over here on the right and select a color that you like. If you want to change the font, this is your space to do that here. And if you want to, well, you're going to want to change the size. So to change the size, you just up the font size like I'm doing here. Cool. So once you have something like this, you then need to reshuffle your layers. So if you come over to the right here and click this little tool here, it will open up the layers panel. And if you click the drop down here, it will give you the different layers within your Illustrator file. So I've obviously got the shape layer, which is the circle, and I have the text layer. For the context of this tutorial, you want the text layer to be below the shape layer. So all you need to do is click and drag that below like I have just done there. Once you have that done, you can close that layers panel. You then want to select both these objects, come up to the object tool up the top, come down until you find envelope distort, and then click make with top object. And that will create this cool little text effect for you that you can see here. So once you're at this stage, you can probably play around with the shape and size of it, but this is just a cool little way to make a very simple logo and play around with the text within your Illustrator files. So once you have shape how you want, let's position it to the center, and we're just going to do a quick export of this. So to do this, we're just going to go File, we're going to go Export, and we're going to go Export for Screens. Make sure that you have Artboard selected. Make sure that you tick that artboard. You want to have all, you want to have Include Bleed, and for format, let's just go with PNG. Once all that's done, you want to select the location where you want it to be exported to. So I'm just going to do it to the desktop. So to do that, you just click this little folder here and then select desktop, choose, and then export artboard. Have a little look. There it is. So once you are happy with that first logo, we're going to create a new artboard. And to do that, you just go File, New. Then we're going to do the same again. Come over to Print, select A4. We're going to call this Cool Text 2. And then we're going to click Create. Once we're in, we are just going to use the curvature tool here to create a little fish shape. So to do that, you will just roughly draw out different pivot points till you have a shape that looks something like a fish, kind of looks like the fishbowl logo. And then using the direct selection tool, so you can press A or you can click it up here, we're just going to reshuffle our shape around to get the desired look that we want. Something like that is fine. Once you have the shape, we are going to divide it into however many letters you have. So for the context of this tutorial, I'm going to have 4 letters. So I'm going to need to divide it up into 4 shapes. We're going to use the eraser tool here. And then all you need to do is envision where you want to make a cut, hold down the shift key, and then draw a straight line down, and it will divide that shape up. So letter 1, letter 2, letter 3 is going to go in here, and 4 is going to go here. Cool. If you ever make a mistake, you can just press Command Z and it will undo your previous action. So then you can redo your shapes as you desire. So once you have something like that, we are then going to do our letters. So you need to do an individual text box for each letter. So I'm going to write the word fish. I'm going to start with a capital F. I'm going to make it around size 30. And I'm going to use Arial black. And I'm going to change my color to blue. Once you've done that once, Command C to copy, Command V to paste, and then you're just going to change that to your next letter. In the context of me, that's I. Command C, Command V, and S, and then obviously H. So once you're at this point, we then need to come back into our layers panel like we did in that first tutorial to reshuffle these layers here. So layers, click the drop down, and then we just want to select all of these shape layers at the bottom and drag them up above our text layers like I've done there. So you should have your letters at the bottom and then the shape layers above. Once you've done that, you are just selecting the shape that you want the text to go into. So for the context of me, I want the F to go in here. So I select that shape there, then I press Shift and select the letter. Then you are going to press Option Command C on a Mac or Control Alt C on a Windows, and you'll have that effect applied to the shape there. Then we're just repeating this for each individual letter within our shape. And there we have our little effect applied. Now I'm just going to make this last shape the same shade of blue and turn off the stroke. And then you have a cool little text effect very quickly in Illustrator. Again, like before, move that to the center. We're going to do the same again. We're going to go File, Export, Export for Screens. Select the artboard, select all. We're going to do location to the desktop, and it should put it in that same folder as before. So we're going to unclick Create Subfolder, and then we're going to click PNG down here and Export Artboard, and then you'll see that our logo ends up in the location that we select. Cool, once that's done, just save both of those. So go File and save it to your computer. And that wraps up the end of the tutorial. So thanks for watching, and I hope this was somewhat useful.